welcome to the Fiber Tales podcast. My name is Lærke, and this is a podcast about knitting, mainly about knitwear design and about my life in general, what I'm up to. I come to you from the southern part of Fyn in Denmark, where I live with my partner and our two small children. And I don't have much time for this episode today. I have a little bit of time before my partner will be home with the kids. And also I don't have much battery, so it's going to be interesting, but I don't have much to talk about. I just really wanted to pop in here and talk to you a little bit. I have a few things, a few admin stuff, and I also have a design I wanted to share with you. So it's going to be a nice short episode, I hope. Since the last time we spoke, a lot of things have happened, I feel. Last time I talked to you, I had just released, or I was about to release, when I recorded the episode, I had not released the pattern of my Woodlark shawl, which I have here. And it has been, wow, I've been completely blown away by the reception of the shawl. It really makes me super hopeful for the future of my little company, Fiber Tales. It's been really amazing, so I am really happy about that. I actually, because I felt that there was a little bit of interest, I started a knit along. So there's a cal. If you go to my Ravelry group, which is if you search Fiber Tales podcast, I think, in the groups tab on Ravelry, you can find my group and you can join the cal there, and just there's a lot of talk about colors and yarns and people showing how far they are in the process. No one has steeked yet, so that will be exciting when they get to the steek, but a lot of people are joining in, and I am really happy to see all the little shawls popping up. Also on Instagram, you can use the Woodlark Cal hashtag to join the knit along. So yeah, but there is more talk, of course. On Instagram it's a little bit different, but if you want to join in on the talk and on the have some feedback on things, then definitely go join the Ravelry group. So that has been so great, and I'm so super happy. What else has happened? It's been quiet here. We finally figured out what was wrong with my little boy, why he was so sad the other day. He is growing a pair of nice and big molars, I think they're called, the big teeth in the back. They're already halfway out, and he still has a few days every now and then that he's unhappy. His cheek turns all red in the side where he's growing his teeth. So now we know what's up, and it's nothing dangerous or we have to worry too much about, but it's still a little bit, it gives us some restless nights and some crying more than we used to. So poor guy. So he's fighting with that in the garden because I spend a lot of time there now. Things are growing. It's a bit cold again. We had a really lovely weekend we actually went to the beach, a beautiful beach not too far away from where I live, that has this very nice sandy beach on an island called Langeland, which means the Long Island, and there's this beach called Restinge where we like to go, and it's beautiful white sand and very clear water. It was just very cold, but our children went in. I didn't, I just put my feet in. But then already on Sunday the weather changed and it's been freezing again. So I'm back into my big woolly sweaters, and knitting is happening quite a lot these days. And in other news, yesterday my partner defended his PhD, so he got his degree, which we're really proud of him. And it also means that things will happily in the family, what I wanted to say. Things will be more quiet in the family, and we're really happy about that. So yeah, a lot of things happened, but still life is just really quiet. Last episode I had a little giveaway, so you could win a copy of the pattern and this beautiful skein of I'm holding it the wrong way, of the Urso Yarn Co Mouton, which is the the base that I used for my shawl, and this is the Sasha Loop colorway. So this is the base color. I used 2 skeins of this one. This is just a normal fingering, 400 meters, but it's a single ply. And it's a non-superwash wool with a bit of, with 20% nylon. It's a sock yarn, but it's non-superwash and very beautifully dyed by Paul of Urso Yarn Co. And the winner will get this one and the pattern. And I actually picked the winner with the random generator. I just took a picture of the screen so I get it right. The winner is Lin Duska. Not sure where you're from. The comment was maybe mix brown and greens, the colors of the forest. That sounds like something I would very much like. So if you can get in touch with me, and I will write me a message on Instagram, on Ravelry, and or to my email, which is always down below, and I will send the skein to you and a copy of the pattern. So congratulations. So that was the giveaway, and thank you to everyone who participated. It was a lot of fun to see all the exciting colors you want to use. I can feel that people who watch this podcast like the neutrals as I do, or the more muted colors, so a lot of greens and neutrals and just calm colors. And I wanted to say about the yarn that Urso Yarn Co. There's an Etsy shop, I will link it down below. She had kits up for 3, she made like 3 kits with different colorways. So one was the kit with the colors that I use for my shawl, and she also had like a more colorful spring vibey one. If you remember, if you're a long time viewer and you remember my Birkin, it was a kit I got from her as well, and it has these like greens and pinks and berry colors. She had a kit with those colors, and then she had a kit with the neutral and gray colors, like white and gray. And it just I would have loved to make it in those colors too, but I think the colors I picked, I still really like them. So she had those kits up and they all sold out, but I think she's gonna make another round of pre-orders at some point. So I will try to announce or to let you know through my Instagram if she has another round of kits up, or just go to her Instagram account and maybe she will have some info there. I think that's it. And I have decided to make a testing list. So it's been a problem for me since I started to get testers for all sizes when I make garments, not so much for shawls, and I never have problems for the smaller sizes, but I always have issues finding the right people for the bigger sizes. So I decided to finally make a list. I have put it up in my Ravelry group as well. There's a testing thread, and you can go there and find the information on what I need from you if you want to enter my testing pool. And it's just a spreadsheet, and I just put all names and sizes in there, and then if I have any secret tests, which I have sometimes if it's for a submission or something, then I will probably just send out an email, but otherwise I would still do the calls in my group. It's just if I need specific sizes or anything, I can go in and see who I have and so on. So please, if you're interested, and of course it's not like you have to say yes to anything, or it's just a way that I can contact you, and then you can let me know if you should be interested in a design. My patterns normally go up to 145 inch bust, and then of course there will be the ease of the pattern. So those from the 145, not inch, what am I saying? That would be 145 centimeters. That is the size I call 4 extra large, but I also normally have problems getting for the 3 extra large. So if you're in those sizes, I would really love to hear from you. Yes, and the only thing I've been knitting on for the last many days is a cardigan design. Am I in focus? I think I'm in focus. I've been knitting a lot on a cardigan design that I think I showed you in the last episode. I had just done a bit of the yoke, and actually now I'm pretty much finished. So it's just a big blob because I am doing the ribbing, and that means I have picked up all the stitches around, where is it? The front, and it just looks, it's hard to show you, and actually wanted to wait. Oh, no, I dipped it in my tea. I wanted to wait to record this episode until I had finished the ribbing, the button band, but unfortunately it's Friday and kids are coming home soon, and in the weekend I normally don't try to record because it's a lot of work. So this is what you get, but I have worked the body of the cardigan. I have knit one sleeve, and it's just like a straight sleeve with 1x1 ribbing and a tubular binder, which I think is very beautiful. I cannot show you too much, but that's maybe a good thing, so there's something to see later. The yarn is very beautiful yarn that I was sent from A Knitter's World, which is a Danish yarn company, hand dyer, and my battery is blinking. I really hope I can manage to finish this up. Yes, it's a very beautiful colorway called Beach House. It's 40% silk, 30% superfine merino, and 30% yak, and it's a DK weight. I'm just have one more row of ribbing, and then I have to do a lot of tubular binding off, and then I have the other sleeve. I've already written the pattern and sent it to my tech editor, so if you should be interested in a simple v-neck cardigan with a few details, you can keep an eye on my Instagram and Ravelry testing group page or thread, and I will do a little call for testers soon. What else is there to say? I will of course talk you through the pattern when we get to that. Oh, I really enjoyed, sorry, I'm here, I'm just picking things on the floor. I really enjoyed knitting my knitting the pattern on my little mini Chiago set, because as you can see this is the shortest, I think, and with the short tips. So I use this for the cuff only. It's gonna go on my face. See? Yeah. These tips are very short. I use that for the cuff only, and it comes with two lengths, and I knit all the sleeve on the longer set, and I did the cuff on the shorter. So the set I'm talking about is this little Chiago interchangeable set. So it comes in a little pouch, and by the way, I got this for Christmas. Did I get it for Christmas? I think I got it for Christmas. So it comes in a set, like these are the long ones, and they have all the same sizes in the short ones, and they are just really useful. You can put a long and a short one together if you are like between sizes or between circumferences when you are knitting, but it makes sleeve knitting so much more fun. And the sleeve was the easiest part. I kind of had to rip back a few times this one to get it just the way I wanted, and this one has a v-neck shaping. Then, because just to make things harder for myself, I decided I also, because it's a very simple pattern, and I don't know what it is, but when I do simple patterns I always feel like, I don't know, there are so many simple ones right now. It's very popular with the very minimalistic patterns like Petite Knit and other ones are doing, and I feel like I want them to have something special if I release a design. I don't want to just do, I like simple stuff, but I want there to be a little bit of extra. Anyways, but then I just thought it would be nice, because with my Belly's tee that I released recently, I did two versions, and I actually like that very much when it's a simple pattern. I don't want to do that with the more complicated ones, because it does take a long time to grade the other like modifications and so on. But I decided that I would make around version. And now you might be thinking that this one is not a cardigan. So you have no idea how many times I knit this piece. It way too many times. For some reason the neckline shaping was just giving me a lot of trouble and issues. It doesn't look so round right now, but I tried picking up and it works exactly as I want. So the cardigan will come with a round neck and with a v-neck, and I thought that would be really nice because some people really like round necks, some like v-necks, and that way, or like me, I like both. But yeah, so you can knit them, both of the cardigans, like that. And as you may notice, the first one I'm knitting on I'm knitting it flat, and this one, as the yarn is a lot more rustic, I'm going to steek. So I just cast on 4 stitches in the middle, and I'm going to steek it, which is really exciting. So this one is just round and round and round, and very easy to knit on. I mean, you don't want to know how many times I ripped this. Even my partner was like, "Are you ripping it back again?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm ripping it back again." And then when I finally knew how to do it, I discovered I had made some mistakes in the increasing, because then I was like, I just have to knit it really fast. Some of this has been knit using, I had started the Nurtured Sweater by Andrea Maury once with this yarn, so I had one sleeve knit that I just ripped back, so some of it is very, not looking very nice, but that should block out. So I'm knitting this in some yarn, stash yarn that I got at EYF when I was there in 2018. Is that true? Yeah, I think so. And it is the Dovestone DK by Baa Ram Ewe. Hope I'm saying that correctly. It's a British yarn, and I know this particular, the Dovestone, is no longer, I think they discontinued it. It's a very nice blend. It's very rustic. It's 100% British, spun and dyed in Yorkshire, and it's a blend of 50% blue-faced Leicester and 25% Wensleydale long wool and 25% dark brown Massam. And the funny thing about this, and it's 230 meters. The funny thing about this yarn is it doesn't have a colorway name on the ball band. Now, since it's discontinued, I guess it doesn't really matter, but it just has a little, what is it, little 5 on, is it S or 5? I don't know. It just has a little number, but doesn't have any, there's no colorway, so I don't know what colorway this is even. And I think I have enough. I will see if it's, I could do like 3/4 length sleeves if it's not enough, so I'm gonna do the sleeves as the last. I just thought it would look very beautiful in this yarn, like as a contrast to this very silky, shiny. This has a beautiful stitch definition. Let me show you, because I am working as slip stitches on the sides, and you can just see how beautiful they look. Very good stitch definition, very unforgiving, I guess. If you have stitches that are a bit looser or anything, it will show quite a lot, I think. Yeah, but this one is, let's say, the opposite. It's very rustic. It's very forgiving in the way that, yeah, things just blend a little more together, and it's constructed exactly the same way. It will be exactly the same size. The only difference is the neckline, and then of course that I'm sticking this one, but you could also stick the other one once I will have it. So the idea is to have both cardigans as one pattern, or both versions, or both modifications. So it's just a neckline, and then I will explain, of course, how to do if you want to stick it, so it's a little easier if you're not a fan of purling. I know a lot of people don't like purling. Unless it's knit top down, you can try it on, all the good stuff. One thing I'm trying out that's a new thing is that for this sleeve, as you can see, my sleeve is like a tube, so it has no shaping, but has a bit of decreases at the end, and then of course this rib that is quite fitted. And when I was grading it, I realized that the percentage between my wrist and upper arm, the difference that you get when you make a sleeve like that, of course, increases a lot when you get to the bigger sizes. So the upper arm is a lot bigger than the wrist. Like the percent, how would you say it? Like, yeah, there's a bigger difference. Okay, so so my battery died, and then the kids got home. Now I tried to charge it just a little bit. It will probably not give me more than 5 minutes, but I really need to finish this up because, yeah, later it won't be possible. It'll be too dark. I was talking about the sleeve, and I was trying to explain you, and I thought a bit more about it when I was out. That what I'm trying to say is it has this poof effect, but of course, if you, my arm is pretty straight, so I don't have to increase a lot or not at all, and then just do the increase at the end to get this poof effect. But I want to have the same amount of poof on all the sizes. So I tried something different, and I hope it's gonna work. So I'm really excited to see how the testing will be for this one. Yeah, my next projects will be secret, so I won't have too much to show in the future. I will keep showing this because now I showed it, and it's just a simple cardigan, but I'm trying to put a lot of attention to detail and make it really really perfect for what I would like in a cardigan. And I hope I can manage to podcast about something. I was actually thinking, so if I don't have much knitting to show, maybe I can do some other videos. I still really want to do my little monthly vlog videos, but the thing is, it's been, I don't know, I just got a little out of the rhythm because of the quarantine, or that we were home. We're not on quarantine, but we were home for some months because of COVID, and so I just got a bit out of the rhythm. I have to get back to that, but I also thought it would be fun to record maybe like some kind of beginner, not learn how to, a little bit like learn how to knit, but I thought maybe it could be fun to show you how you can make a sweater on your own, like a little bit of math, and maybe even do some knit, stitch, and like the stitches you will need. I will show them in videos and do a little series like that. So I thought maybe if you're interested, I think most of you know how to knit, but if you don't, let me know if you would be interested in like a really beginner friendly, super simple sweater, because I think that would be fun to film. Yeah. Anything else I want to mention? I don't think so. I noted one thing. So with this cardigan, it's actually the first time I'm designing a raglan sweater, which is kind of funny because it's a very common construction, and I don't know why I haven't done it. But I was trying to write down the way it's constructed. It has some details, making it a little bit different from a traditional raglan, and I don't know, it was just impossible for me to write with the neckline shaping and everything, not getting it too complicated, and not just as in old Danish patterns you would just say do this and at the same time do that and at the same time do that, and then people would just have to figure it out on their own. I don't want to do that. I think it would be very messy. So I was really desperate, trying to figure out a method how I can write the pattern but make it easy to read and also make it easy for my head. As I'm not really, I always say I'm not good with math, but it's just I don't like these things when it gets very complicated. My brain just kind of says bye bye. So I was really trying to make this as simple as possible, and I actually thought of, if you know Audrey from Yarn Flakes podcast. Why does it sound wrong? I guess, yeah. Anyways, if you know Audrey from the Yarn Flakes podcast, she's also a designer, and she's very open about her designs, which is amazing. And if you are interested in designing, I recommend checking her podcast out. But she talked about doing like a cheat sheet for her raglan construction, where she just kind of puts in when you have to do the increases for each size in a like just very visual way. And I really like that idea, and I talked a bit with her, and we've just how she does it, and she was really sweet to share a bit of the knowledge, and I'm so happy with how I ended up writing it down. Now I still have to go through it again, and I got some notes back from my tech editor and so on, but I'm really happy that I think I found a way to write it that is a little more simple and not like really complicated long, because for all the sizes it's a bit different, and then I would have to kind of find a way to write it. So I'm excited to see if it works out, and if the pattern will be easy. And then I think once I have it figured out a way to write it, it would be easier for me also to design other raglan constructions. It's something, I don't know why raglan is not something that my ideas kind of never work with raglan. I really like doing like a drop shoulder, like for example this sweater, which is an old sweater my mom knit a long time ago. Just a very simple, a little bit of shoulder shaping and just a square box. I like that look a lot, and I also like rounded yokes. I haven't done rounded yokes in a while, so maybe it's time for that. And yeah, I even made a sweater with a contiguous construction, which is I haven't figured out a way to write it up yet, so it's still in the works, which is a little bit sad because it's finished, but I'm waiting to figure out what I should do. I spent a lot of time trying to understand how to write it, so that's sometimes the problem is I have knit the thing, but then I have to grade it and write it down, and it's not always so easy as I wish. So, but I will be very busy getting that pattern, like the 2 samples, ready, and I also, as I said, have some secret knits coming up, and a lot of knitting plans for the summer months, if it ever wants to be summer here. I hope. It was just a little bit of summer and then it disappeared again. Yeah, that's all for today's episode. I think it was short. I hope it was short, and I hope I will figure out a way to make some more videos and come and talk to you. Let me know if you have any ideas of something you would like to see me do. It's always nice with some inspiration, especially when I cannot show my knitting, because that means I cannot podcast, and I really like to make videos. So yeah, I will talk to you soon. Take care.